Now, I'm going to begin this video with a bit of a caveat. No introduction to any band is complete until you've actually listened to that band's music. So if you're brand new to Mumford & Sons, then your homework after this video is to go listen to some of their songs. I'll have some recommendations at the end of this video about which songs to start with. That said, even though listening to their music is the best way to get acquainted with the band, I'd like to offer a couple of observations about Mumford & Sons that will provide you with some context before you start listening. And if you're already familiar with Mumford & Sons, then you just might learn something here that you didn't already know. First of all, Mumford & Sons is a British band comprised of 4 members: Marcus Mumford, Ben Lovett, Winston Marshall, and Ted Duane. Marcus Mumford was the lead songwriter when they started the band, but over time the others have all become more involved, to the point where there really isn't any lead songwriter now. They released their debut album, Sigh No More, in 2009, and have released one album every 3 years since then, for a total of 4 studio albums. Secondly, sometimes Mumford & Sons can be hard to understand. Not only are their lyrics often abstract and not very straightforward, but they have heavy British accents that can make it difficult to catch exactly what words it is they're saying. Add to that the fact that Marcus Mumford, the lead singer, sings very passionately and doesn't often focus on enunciation. So don't get too bogged down worrying about what the exact lyrics are. I listened to their music for a very long time before I found out all their exact lyrics. Third point, Mumford & Sons began as a folk band but switched to a more indie rock style after their first 2 albums. This created a bit of a rift in the fan base, with a lot of folk music fans feeling like Mumford & Sons had sold out for the sake of popularity. I can't claim to know what exactly was on the band's mind when they went electronic, but I personally think their music is astonishingly good, both before and after the change. Just try to keep an open mind, and I think you'll realize that there are a lot more similarities than differences between their older and newer music. Fourth, as I mentioned earlier, Mumford & Sons lyrics can get pretty abstract and mysterious. I think that's one of the great things about them, honestly. You can appreciate their music and lyrics even if you aren't entirely sure what they mean. And from my experience, digging into the lyrics and analyzing them closely can also really enhance your enjoyment of the songs. Fifth, and this is pretty closely related to my fourth point, one of the really interesting things about their lyrics is how much they draw inspiration and even direct quotations from classic works of literature like Shakespeare's plays, John Steinbeck's novels, and T.S. Eliot's poetry. If you aren't sure what Mumford & Sons means by a particular line or phrase, there's a good chance that it's a reference to a work of literature. As a fan of classic literature myself, I was thrilled when I discovered just how many literary references are peppered throughout Mumford & Sons songs. They're surprisingly well read for such a popular band, and exploring the sources for their songs enriches your appreciation for both the songs themselves and the works of literature that they're referencing. Well, there you go. If you knew nothing about Mumford & Sons before watching this video, now at least you know something. As I said at the beginning, the best way to get acquainted with the band is to listen to their music. I recommend either watching my video about their 12 best songs and then listening to those, or listening to one of their albums straight through. If you're a folk music fan, I'd suggest starting with their debut album, Sigh No More. If indie rock is more your style, then I'd recommend their latest album, Delta. Whatever of their music you choose to listen to, I do really hope it brings you some joy. If you're interested in going deeper into Mumford & Sons, you can find a full list of my Mumford & Sons videos on my channel. I have long videos that are part of my Mumford & Sons podcast where I do deep dives into each of their songs, and I have other shorter videos there as well. If you find something there that you like, then hit the subscribe button to stay up to date. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube and share it with anyone you know who could use an introduction to this amazing band. This video is a production of The Flight House. Check out our page at buymeacoffee.com/theflighthouse to see the work that myself and our other creators are doing. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, this is T.S. Russell, reminding you to love with urgency, but not with haste.